Hi guys, welcome back to the BMW Guy channel, and today we've got the first of our winter jobs done. Well, we're sort of doing it as we speak, and that is sort of the wheels off alloy prep detail type thing. So as you can see, the car isn't quite sitting right, and that is because if we come around this side, she's currently jacked up. Now this is because I'm about to remove this wheel in order to basically give it a full thorough clean. So I've done this front one here, as you can probably tell, this one here, and this rear one. And what I'm doing is I'm giving it a full auto glim wheel kit clean, and then as you can see it's a bit worse for wear, this alloy. A full auto glim wheel kit clean, and then we're sealing it with wheel protector, but I'm also waxing it in between and giving it a full wash. So as you can see, past here is clean as well. So the reason I do this every winter is to sort of make sure my tyres are in good condition, etc. These are the Pilot Super Sports, as you can see, and the reason it's got white on is because it's got tyre dressing on at the moment. But yeah, it's basically just to make sure everything's sort of hunky-dory with the alloy, with the tyre, and all of the braking system, etc. I'll give it a nice little look round. So yeah, so I'm just going to give you sort of a step-by-step guide on this side. So I've used my jacking point adapter, as you can see here, on the jacking point, and I've placed an axle stand under the cross member, so that it's nice and supported. You basically want to get it under a nice structural part of the car, which means we're free to work on this wheel. So what I'll do now is I'll whip it off and show you guys the next step. Okay guys, so as you can see, taking the tyre off. So what I'm going to do now, I've got all my cleaning products and stuff here. I'm going to sit it on this wheelie bin so I'm not bending over all the time, and basically give it a thorough clean, and I'll go through that now. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the tyre up, but this is a big chunky 245, which is my Michelin Pilot Super Sport on it. But what I'm going to do just before that, I'm just going to check to make sure all the undercarriage is all sound and everything like that. So what you want to be doing is sort of, within reason obviously, making sure stuff like the brake calipers and all that, all their fixtures and fittings are in place. I did notice on one of my front tyres I do have a broken brake nipple, so when I change the brake fluid I'll sort that. You want to be making sure you've got plenty of space on the pads. This is only corroded because I've just cleaned the car. Also, any sort of other suspension stuff, just give it a good poke around and a good look round. Make sure that everything's legit, and also you've got nice access to the exhaust, so if you ever need to do anything with that, this is sort of your access point here. So yeah, let's go and start on the tyre. Okay, so here we are. I'm just going to pop out the centre cap badge. It's a bit hard to do with one hand. As you can see here, so now I've got a nice sort of naked wheel to deal with, and the first step is going to be to sort of apply the wheel cleaner. This is auto glim, but obviously there's plenty of other brands available, but I'll sort of decant it into my own sprayer bottle. So we get a nice liberal coating of that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take a brush here, and we're just going to give it a good brush down, agitate all of the cleaner. So we've agitated it on this side. Now we're just going to get inside and have a good go over. As you can see, we've got all these bits where the weights used to be, these are where they are now. So it's not like I'm not running any weights, but yeah, it will just sort of improve the look of the tyre, the wheel even, and make sure that it's all legitimate, and make sure there's no sort of cracks or anything like that. So yeah, bear with me while I do that. Okay guys, so we've done all that, and now we're going to sort of make the most of this time. Now we've got the wheel off, to make sure we get all of these sort of nooks and crannies here, making sure the wheel's completely clean before we put it back on the car and treat it. So I'm just using my sponge for that, it's the water. We're literally getting in all the nooks and crannies where we can to make sure that the wheel is totally decontaminated and clean. So now I've cleaned the wheel, I've wiped it down to make sure it's all dry before we wax it, and I've made sure we've got in all these nooks and crannies. Again, as you can see, these wheels aren't in the best condition, but that's sort of the reality of owning a 12-year-old BMW. But yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use the bullet wax here. As you can hear, there's another car being washed behind me. But we use the bullet wax, and this is one of my personal favourite products, and they're sort of an unheard of company. But you just sort of spray it on roughly, and then we're going to wipe it down with this microfiber towel here. Okay, so now we've done that initial wipe on with the wax, we're just literally going to wipe it off with another cloth, a nice dry cloth, and then we should have a nice smoothly waxed wheel. And the reason we wax it is to sort of give it a protective coating from all the brake dust, road grime, all stuff like that. And it will sort of act as a nice base for our coating that we're then going to put on afterwards. There we are, so the wax is now applied. What we're going to do is I'm just going to put the BMW centre cap in, and we're going to have to remount the wheel. And the reason we're doing the remount before the tyre shine and wheel covering is because it takes an hour and a half to dry. So we're going to mount the tyre first so that we don't sort of affect the coating while we're putting it on afterwards. So yeah, I'll just do that now. Okay guys, so here we are, we're remounting the wheel now, and I just wanted to go over something that's really important when you're remounting a wheel, is that when you're doing the nuts back up, obviously the car's still up, so you need to be careful with that, but you want to be doing them diagonally so that the wheel is aligned correctly when you drop the car down. So if I just show you, when you're putting these nuts back in, we're not doing them up fully, we're just still doing them finger tight so the wheel is in line, and that's the main reason we want to sort of work in the diagonals. So we've got this one here and this one here. Now I'm about to do this one here, and it's just making sure basically that the wheel aligns properly, which is why we do it in stages. We'll just, so that one isn't quite sitting right. There we go. It's a miracle this is working one-handed as well. So as you can see, we've just done a few turns on that just so it's in and held properly, and then we're going to work diagonally across from that and put it in here. Just like that. We're going to do the rest of the bolts. I won't bore you with doing that though. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've lowered the wheel down, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this torque wrench to make sure that it's properly torqued up to the right measurement, and that is 120 on these cars. So all you do is you put the torque wrench on and torque it up. And again, just like we did when we put the nuts back on, we're just going to be torquing them in a diagonal pattern. There we go. Like so. Until it clicks. So we know that they're the correct torque for when they're on the road and moving at speed. Okay guys, now the wheel's all torqued up and everything, we're just going to apply the tyre dressing nice and liberally. Don't worry about getting it on your nice clean wheel, because we'll wipe that off before we apply the coating. Make sure you give it a shake first, and this is what the stuff I'm using. So yeah, be right back and I'll just give it a wipe down and then we'll apply the coating. Okay guys, so here's the wheel protector product I'm using. We're just going to shake it first, and as you can see, it's a silicone product that sort of just sticks onto the wheel. You spray it on nice and evenly. Essentially what this does, it repels any of the sort of dust and brake dust, road grime, all that sort of thing from sticking on the wheel, which makes it a lot easier when you come to clean it. So yeah, that's it guys. Just a quick little video to show you how it's done. We'll just need to go over the wheels again, wipe them down if there's any overrun. But yeah, that's all for this video guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you found it useful. Let me know what you guys think, if you've got any sort of other different ways of doing this. Let me know, because it's always interesting to find out new techniques, but this is my sort of job that I do. But after winter and before winter, so when we're coming to early summer, give the car a good wash and a wax, and I'll do a wheels off treatment all underneath as well. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.